Welcome to Negotiation with Alice, your negotiation podcast. Everything that you do where you need to get on the same page with someone else is a negotiation. So whether you have to negotiate a contract with someone, or you simply need your boss to sign off on that program that you'd like to implement, or you want to figure out how to rebalance the chore structure in your home, or talk about what vacation you want to go on. All of these things are negotiations. So in my podcast, we go over both personal and professional conversations, which all are considered negotiation, and I will give you tips on how to come out ahead. Welcome to the show. Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Negotiation with Alice. Today, I have Ricky Morgan here with us. Good morning, Ricky.
Thank you, Alice.
Yeah, so I would love for you to introduce yourself, talk about your business, what it is that you do, so my listeners can get to know you a little bit.
Sure. My name is Ricky Morgan. I'm the franchise owner of Pierce Bespoke in San Francisco. We are a custom clothing company. We make luxury clothing, suits, sport coats, overcoats, tuxedos, trousers, dress shirts, and we actually just officially launched our casual wear as well. So we also do polos and t-shirts now. We serve both men and women, and we make completely custom 25 measurements taken, and we carry thousands of different fabrics. So we really try to bring a service that is meant for anyone.
That's wonderful. Awesome. And so what is the question that you have for me today, Ricky?
Sure. So one of the biggest challenges I've faced is trying to get some business-to-business partnerships done. And in particular, I'm trying to work with a couple country clubs on some club jackets. So I would love to know how to best get that deal done.
Great. And then, so just so I understand a little bit better, so when you're working with country clubs, is it for their employees? Is it for what is the...
Actually, both employees, they would get staff jackets done, and then on a separate note, they would want to get a couple blazers made for members, and it could be something put in there, like if they have a golf course on it, then they'll have a retail shop, and they might keep the blazers there, or they might just offer our concierge service of bespoke and have people sign up to get a personal jacket made from us.
Okay, wonderful. And are you the person basically forging these relationships with the country clubs, or do you have like a sales team doing that for you?
Yeah, no, I'm the one going out and trying to meet these people.
Okay, wonderful. So here's my first question. Are you still in the phase of trying to connect with them? Or are you now in the phase of trying to sell to them?
For the most part, I'm in the phase of trying to sell to them. I've been able to connect with the golf director over at the Olympic Club and the director over at Sharon Heights in Menlo Park.
All right, fantastic. So I have a couple of things that I can coach you on. So number one, when you're talking or when you're trying to close a sale, you want to make sure that you speak less than they do. You want them to be the ones speaking. So you don't really want to go on and on and on about the services that you offer. And you want to really understand like where are they buying their stuff right now? Who are they contracting with right now? Is there an end date to this contract, or can they terminate it at any point in time? Is cost a factor? Is quality a factor? What are the things that they are looking at when they're making decisions? So you want to ask as many questions as possible, because then that will allow you to have a conversation with them about their pain points, right? You can say, is everything good? Do you feel like it's too expensive? Are you open to paying more money if you knew the quality was going up, right? And that sort of thing. So you want to ask as many questions as you can. And you want to really listen to them, right? So you don't want to just show up with a list of like a script to say, let me ask these questions. Because if you go off of a script, what happens is people can tell, and then they start to disengage from you, and they feel like, oh, well, he didn't really listen to me. So a really good way when you're negotiating to make sure that people feel heard is to repeat back what it is that they said.
Mm.
So you want to say, okay, let me make sure that I understand what you said. So frame it that way first. And then you say, okay, I understand that right now you're contracting with so and so, that this and this is a pain point, that you'd like for this to be, and this is what you don't want. And you just say it all back to them and just say, let me make sure, did I get it all? Is that correct?
Mm.
Right? That way they'll be like, wow, Ricky's like really listening to me. And then that's going to warm up the feelings between you and whoever you're speaking with because they feel like you really paid attention to them. If you just ask questions and you don't repeat it all back and you just go to the next question, they're going to feel like he's not even paying attention to me. He's not listening to me. Right?
Mm.
Another really good thing to do is to ask further questions about whatever they already said. I heard you say this. Let me ask you more questions about that.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
I heard you say that you're willing to pay more money to get like higher end suits. Like, talk to me about what kind of fabrics are interesting to you, or talk to me about like how much money are you thinking about spending in order to get an increase in your quality and that sort of thing. So if you can ask further questions about the things that they're saying to you, that's yet again another way for them to feel like Ricky really listened. Right?
Mm.
Because that's like, and so the other thing about sales is that people buy based on emotion. You've probably heard that before, right?
Yeah.
And it's not so much about like, oh, here's this wonderful quality of clothing we do, we custom make it, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, of course it's that. But ultimately they have to like you,
Mm.
right? If they don't like you, they're gonna be like, well, he seemed like fine, but I didn't really have rapport with him. So I want you to be very cognizant of the energy that you show up with when you're talking to people. So I want you to be charming, warm and friendly, smile, be relaxed, don't be stiff, don't be nervous, right? And so you want to practice being comfortable talking to people like, hey, how's it going? Make some chit chat. If you see a picture, oh, I see you've got some kids. Like, I've got kids too. Or like, how old are they? Or make small talk, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to build an emotional connection.
Mm.
If people like you, they're going to want to say, hey, I want to throw business Ricky's way because I like him and I want to do business.
Mm.
If you're kind of cold and stiff and nervous, they're not going to want to do business with you, even if you have quality products, because they're going to be like, well, I had no connection with him. He seemed really nervous. And therefore, like, I don't care that he has really nice stuff. I really don't want to sign a contract with somebody that I don't like
Mm.
particularly.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to make sure that you're working on your nonverbal communication, which is ease and charm and warmth. And right, that goes with anything that's sales related. You want to show up and be warm and friendly,
Yeah.
because it's not just about the quality of the clothing that you're making. It's the quality of the relationship. And so you want to basically say, hey, let's be friends. You're not saying that, right? But you're going to show up with let's be friends energy.
Yeah.
Because if you show up with let's be friends energy, there's a higher likelihood they're going to be like, oh, yeah, this is great. You're great. Let's sign on the dotted line. Whereas if you show up and you don't have great energy and it's kind of cold, then people will be like, yeah, I don't know that I want to sign. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions about that, Ricky?
No, I thought that was very helpful. Thank you for that. That's definitely something I have to keep more in the back of my mind is the energy I bring. Yeah, because I've definitely heard that before, but it's a good refresher there. Thank you.
Yeah, keep in mind 60% of communication is nonverbal.
Mm.
6. So it's the majority, right? It's
Yeah.
more than half. And so if you're saying all the right things with only 40% and the other 60% is not communicating what you want to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
then it ends up not happening. You might say to yourself, well, I said all the right things. I'm not really sure what didn't work. And it's more than likely the 60% of your nonverbal communication that did not go over well with them.
Okay. Good to know.
Right?
Yeah.
So bring warm energy, smile. And you want to smile with your eyes as well as smiling with your mouth, right? And
Yeah.
just be super charming, because that will get people to like you. And then they will say, oh, let's sign. I want to work together. right? Because it's
Yeah.
basically the subconscious is always going off of emotional. People always justify it with the logical. Well, it's cheaper, or well, it's higher quality, or well, this and that, right? But
Hmm.
ultimately, it is an emotional decision.
Okay. I kind of wonder, if because these things have definitely taken a while, and it's not that it's not going to take a while, anyways, because it is a larger project. But when it feels like I'm chasing after these people a little bit, what do you recommend then?
So, when you say chasing, is it via phone calls? Is it via email? Sort of like, how are you chasing them?
Could be email, could be text, phone call too. In some cases, this one person has been emailed, the other person's been text. So,
Okay. So, a couple things. You can always deliver value to them, right? So instead of just constantly saying, "Hey, I love that meeting. When can we, set up another meeting?" Right? And asking over and over again, you can say, "Hey, I just saw this article, thought of you. I'm sending it over." Like, you want to start to build that relationship so it's more of a conversation between two people who know each other. Hey, Ricky, I just saw this article. I thought it was really interesting. It was talking about textiles. I thought maybe you would like it. Sending it your way. Oh, Ricky, like, I saw this, this other article about how tariffs are impacting like imported materials. I'm sending it your way. Like, wondering if this is affecting you in any way, right? And having that kind of relationship, as well as sending them just value, just letting them know, here, I just want to give you this piece of information. Hopefully it's valuable to you, right? Because then people feel like, okay, Ricky's not just chasing me just to get the meeting. He's actually delivering like quality information to me that's helping my business.
mm,
So then if you do that, then when you ask me on the fourth email, hey, I'd love to set up a meeting, it doesn't feel like A, you're chasing me, and B, it doesn't feel like it's coming out of the blue, because you've been in touch with me to let me know, hey, I thought of you, I thought of you, I thought of you, right? So
yeah.
it should be touching base with people, A, because you're building a relationship, and B, because you want to give them value,
Mm,
right? And
yeah.
that's something you can also automate as well. You can have automated emails so that as soon as somebody lands with you, then there's like emails that go out that have, you don't have to do everything manually, right? Where you can have the value that's automatically going out as well as you reaching out manually. So there are ways to set that up so that you don't feel like you yourself are chasing them. Just let the automation do that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So Ricky, if so I have a question. So I know that you're in San Francisco,
Mm.
and did you say that you can work with anyone in the world, or do you work with people who are in this geographic area?
So, there's a couple way to answer that, I guess. We are a franchise model, and we do have locations around this country, and starting to go international too. Um, I own the San Francisco territory, so technically speaking, I'm only allowed to sell in SF or the surrounding areas of the Bay Area that haven't already been purchased. So I have clients in Oakland, I have clients in Walnut Creek, and in the case of someone who maybe lives out of state, if that territory is not taken, then and I happen to have a relationship with that person, then I'm allowed to work with that person as well. So I do have a client in Arizona, for example, and also in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So if someone in the area wanted to work with you, how can they get in touch with you, Ricky?
They can find me on any socials, Instagram, LinkedIn, both business and personal. So you can find me at Ricky Morgan on LinkedIn. You can find me at Pierce Spoke SF on Instagram. Um, and you can also go to our website at www.piercespoke.com. And yeah, find the San Francisco link, and it has all my info there as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show. Listeners, please reach out to Ricky if you're interested in some of his clothing that he can custom make for you. Thanks again, Ricky, for being with us today on the show. And for my listeners, we will see you next time.